connecting to the real nerds is so easy. You can go to our website, realnerdspodcast.com. You can like us on Facebook. We have a Twitter account, @RealNerds. We also have Instagram. You can call us, 720-6nerds5. You want to email us? You can do that too, realnerds@gmail.com. Thanks for listening, and enjoy the show. Welcome to Real Nerds Podcast. Welcome to Real Nerds Podcast, unofficially the official podcast of Denver Comic Con 2017 and beyond.
That was weird.
I am Ryan. With me is
James.
And for the last time, for a little bit,
Henry.
what's up, buddy?
Nothing much.
You start the next chapter of your life.
Yes.
You're going to be going to.
And Brad's here now.
And so, bye, everybody. Thanks for stopping by.
Hey, nice shirt.
Am I too late?
That's funny.
Hey, buddy. Yeah, Brad just walked in the door, so Brad will be joining us as well.
Yeah. What?
Made some changes.
I did.
I didn't notice until now.
I just told you
Really?
I built IKEA shelves.
Yeah, he was talking about that right while you were here.
I know, but I didn't know what the hell he was talking about. Oh, you hung up the shocker.
I did.
I'm way more excited about the shocker. But okay. Yeah,
No,
yeah,
no,
that's you. Okay. Here. Yeah, so
Yeah, so
Henry is leaving.
Yeah, you're going to visual
Bye.
arts
Don't
school
leave us, Henry.
Bye.
in
be back.
Manhattan.
Yeah.
I thought you were going to film school.
Yeah.
That's they call it visual arts. in
Yeah,
Manhattan.
school of
Yeah,
Visual
dude,
Arts.
it's in New
How
York.
pretentious.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, New York is so lame that they had a statue of Captain America in a park in Brooklyn, and people complained about it.
that was Donald Trump, sir.
No.
No, they did both. Well, I think
See, that was a joke. See,
Mm.
see, because as
Yeah.
if I was
it
confused.
hit
Don't
really
ever
well.
compare the two.
Oh,
I know.
Okay? Donald Trump
Oh man, if only you could see how angry
clothes
he is.
are made in China.
What?
He wants to make America great again? Make clothes in America, Donald Trump.
That's your. Never mind. I don't even want to talk about this. We all agree.
No, that's,
anyway, move it along.
No, that's like what they talk about on CNN.
Yeah. But
Damn,
like,
why even watch
So,
the news?
how long will it take for you to get your degree?
it's standard 4 years.
4
So,
years?
Yeah.
And what are you going to be majoring in?
Film, and the film department, like, after your first year, you decide an emphasis. So I'm leaning towards directing right now.
Directing? Very
But
cool.
Maybe cinematography, maybe audio, I don't know. So we'll see what happens.
So someday you'll be famous, and then you can come back and take us all away from here.
Maybe, yeah.
Awesome.
You all can be my aunt. It'll be like the show Entourage, but like a lot less douchey. So
Yeah,
Nice.
we'll just record commentaries here.
Brad,
movies,
where's
even
my
though no one
Crystal
cares what we
Pepsi?
think. You brought a Crystal Pepsi.
If you go get a glass,
Oh,
I'll
yeah.
share it.
What the hell is
No,
going on in here?
I forgot they brought those back.
Where am I?
I'm not sharing that with you because you should have just got me my own.
I've never had a Crystal Pepsi.
I thought you didn't drink soda anymore, so
Oh, that's right.
I was
But that's
born
not the
after they
point, Brad.
discontinued.
The point is you brought a Crystal Pepsi into my
Right.
house.
you can have
Yeah.
this water. You want water?
Were you guys? You guys are old. Were you alive when those happened the first time?
Yeah.
I wasn't.
I remember the Saturday Night Live parody, Crystal Gravy.
yeah.
Wow.
So, congratulations,
Yeah.
sir.
Yeah. If you need a crew or anything,
Yeah.
give me a call.
Don't call
Okay.
us.
I'll fly out
We're-
to New York and
Yeah,
I'm
sure.
serious.
All right, cool.
If I'm available, I'll come
All
help you.
right, sweet, yeah. When I get to my senior film in 4 years. So.
Oh my God, that's so far from now.
Yeah.
They don't do intermediate because the Colorado Film School does like each year they do like
Oh,
a
no,
production 1, production 2, and then a final.
No, I mean how like school visual arts work. It's like you only take film classes, and so it's like you're expected to make like 10 feet films your first year.
Oh wow!
It's like your editing class. You're supposed to bring your own footage to like learn with. So yeah, hopefully it'll be good.
Cool.
And like Bryan Singer went there, so he like recruits out of there for his films.
Nice.
So maybe when the new X-Men film comes out, you'll see my name next to Grip. So
X-Men Sinister. You'll
Yeah.
be there.
Or you could finally start that end credits company that we've been.
that's true. We could
hungry
launch
for
that.
lately.
So
I think I was the
call it
only
Blue
person
Letters.
in X-Men Apocalypse when the name for Mr. Sinister came up. It's like, oh, Sinister. And the rest of my theater's like, what the fuck does this end credits mean?
Yeah.
Anyways,
Very true.
every week on the Real Nerds Podcast, we go see a new movie and we podcast our experience of the world. This week I saw War Dogs.
Oh, I saw that.
Cool. And did you also see
I also saw Kubo.
Brad?
I didn't get to see. Well, I watched one film, and it's not either of those two. I saw Henry's film, so I'll talk about that.
Cool.
And Henry saw both of
I
them.
saw both.
So we have 2 films this week.
Okay.
Woo!
Yeah.
Or if you guys want to include Kubu into your what we've been watching, we can do War Dogs as a feature,
Yeah,
or we can
let's
do that.
do that because I don't.
All right.
I mean,
I mean, I don't.
well, no, we can do it separately because that way we can do the trailer. But
Okay, cool.
we won't
Do
talk
Kubo
about
as the main movie, so I can call the episode Kuboner.
No, now I won't. You will not touch this movie with your
I did
vile.
Spoiler alert.
I did love Pete's Meats.
Pete's meat was and way better than Pete's sausage.
Sausages,
Yeah.
How was Huey Lewis?
Oh, yeah, I guess we do music on here. It was
You went
fun.
and saw Huey Lewis in the news?
And the Go-Go's and the Fix and Cool and the Gang.
Nice.
Where did you actually build the DeLorean? Because you walked in here with a Crystal Pepsi and you've been hanging out with Huey Lewis in the news.
Oh no, my secret's out.
Yeah. Actually, you're gonna tell me you're drinking Tab constantly.
No comment. Yeah, no, it was good. They played all the hits.
Did they do an acapella song?
Oh, you
They
mean
did some
that one
acapella.
song?
They didn't
Nice.
do like 60-minute man. They did some like one that I haven't heard them do before, and then one that was I think off their Soulsville album. So
See, I love Naturally.
Yeah.
Because that's an acapella song they do.
it's funny. Huey's like really good at crowd work because at one point he was like, "All right, so I just want to let you know, I know you're all here to hear our deepest cuts. You only want to hear the new stuff."
So we're gonna just play sports.
Yeah. So actually, I think the last time they were in town, that was the concert. Was they played all the sports album for their like 35th anniversary or something?
That is
Yeah.
one of my most favorite jokes ever on Futurama, is when they go and find Fry's safe in New York, and they open it up, and Leela says, "Wow, everything's aged so well." And Mary says, "Yeah, everything but Huey Lewis's sports."
They showed the actual graphic of the album.
Yeah. So that means Huey Lewis is like, "That's funny."
Yeah.
Go ahead and do it. Awesome.
Yeah, and they did a 3-song encore. When the Power of Love came up, there's that whole, like, every concert you've been to, they leave, you clap, they come back out.
Yeah.
And he comes out, he's like, so I guess we'll start playing some other new stuff. Well, except for this one. The only mistake we made is, when we wrote it, we didn't think we'd play it every night for the next 30 years.
Nice.
So-
I bought a ticket to that, but I had to work.
Aww.
It was like packed. I think it's sold out, and
Yeah.
people are saying like, "Oh, I paid like $80 to get in here."
Really?
I
Wow.
paid 15. So
Yeah.
Too.
like-
I bought a lawn seat, so I mean,
Huh.
yeah, it was long.
I should have like hawked that ticket on Ticket Stub or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wish I'd actually got the assigned seat because the lawn's kind of. It's for a guy who's trying to do photography.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't get a chance to do some great stuff. So,
You got a lot of sun.
well, that was today. But
Oh, okay.
You look very handsome.
I started
and tan.
yesterday. Thank you. If it wasn't so dark in here, it'd probably be like blood red, violent looking. Like,
If I
Blood
weren't
orange.
and if
I
I
feel like
weren't
my face is
colorblind,
burning
yeah.
off.
It
Yeah.
looks like
Yeah,
it is.
it
Yeah.
looks like it. Yeah.
Don't shave.
Yeah.
Awesome.
So we also talk about movies, and this is what's happening in the world of movies. We call this section Around the Town with Bradley Haig.
We don't call it that.
I just try to throw... I was doing a Huey Lewis bit there. I stole Brad's Huey Lewis thing.
It landed really well.
I know. I can hear
Well,
I can
with
hear
the
the
audience,
cheers.
yeah.
With the audience all loved it.
You know,
so.
it'd be awesome if
All 6 listeners.
we did edit a laugh track into our podcast at one time. That'd be funny.
If I have time this week,
Yeah,
make that happen.
sweet.
Okay, so at the drive-in, they've changed it up. It's now Pets, The Secret Life of Pets, Suicide Squad, and War Dogs.
Okay.
Yeah. And then at the Esquire, it's another reprisal of The Room and Rocky Horror Picture Show weekend. So, yep, that'll stable. And then the Toxic Avengers still playing at the Bug until like September 5th, I think. So check that out. I'm going to try and see it myself.
Cool.
And I think that's it. I think I got them all.
Sweet.
We like to see movies at the Alamo Drafthouse. This is what's playing at the Alamo Drafthouse next week.
Not Kubo.
Hello.
Hi, I'm Kevin Smith.
Hi, I'm Leonard Maltin.
Hi, I'm Mark Hamill.
Hi, I'm Elijah Wood.
This is Seth Rogen.
I'm Christopher Mintz-Plasse.
I'm Ron Starr. Welcome to the Alamo Drafthouse.
Nope. But the
was so
Denver's
mad.
Actors Fund is showing The Wizard of Oz. Remember, if you go to that, it helps actors from Denver that are going on hard times. So you also get to see a great movie and, support local talent.
Yeah, that's great.
The Feast is Say Anything with John Cusack.
That's the one with the
Boombox.
Boombox, yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
That's a good movie.
PBS Kids at the Alamo is Daniel Tiger's Neighborhood. Never heard of it.
Nope.
Stunt Rock. I
Yeah.
also have no idea.
The well-known.
Superbad is the movie party. So
cool.
the Superbad's a great film. Free outdoor film at Sloan's Lake is School of Rock.
Oh, man. That movie is way better than it has any right to be.
It's a
That
good
movie
one.
is so much fun, yeah.
I love the when he said, sing the song about rent, and how he can't pay it.
Yeah.
And they're also showing Batman: The Killing Joke. So
Cool.
get in on that.
When are they-
Also, Hunt for the Wilder People starts this week, too, if you guys want to see that.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
finally
yeah.
at the Alamo,
Right.
so...
yeah.
Very
And
cool.
they're getting, I don't know when it's coming out, though, but they've got a showing of Kenneth Branagh's Romeo and Juliet,
Oh, yeah,
which stars
yeah.
Lily James coming up.
Ooh.
Yeah, I know.
That just piqued my interest.
I know. You didn't care about any of the words until the last two, but
Yep.
I know.
I mean, she's a great actress.
Uh-huh.
What's also like the guy who was also in Cinderella, isn't it? It's like the two leads.
Oh, is it really?
Yeah. So like
Oh, I
the three
never-
of the
I'll
three
be
of them were
honest.
like, let's do this.
I'll be honest, I only looked at one half of the poster.
Oh well then.
Did you
And it's the part with Kenneth Branagh's name on it, not Lily James. Come on.
also next Tuesday is the Star Trek feast? Did you?
Oh.
I haven't bought tickets yet. I looked at them this week, and I was like, oh, man, I wonder if I will be free that night. But I probably will. Because there's still no ticket spot. But I'd have to, sit on my own, because I don't want to sit with you. You're way up in the front.
Yeah.
I could see you, because you're the only person who bought a ticket in the front row.
Well, there's someone else in each of the other rows, so if you want to
Oh, yeah.
sit
Oh,
with
I could
strangers,
just sit right next to them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you're going to spread out enough so the server there's going to get all pissed off that they have to go to 8 rows
It's
for
in,
8
it's in,
people.
It's in theater one. There's only,
Like 3 rows.
There's only 8 rows, and there's 5 chairs a row. It's not that rough, but...
For that theater, I like sitting in the front row just because there's that wall for the rows that are up. So if you're sitting in, you really can't escape.
Yeah, you're trapped.
So,
You have-
so that's
you
why
have
that's
one
the
way
reason
out.
why. If I'm in that theater, I sit in the front row anyway. So
That's fair. Yeah. Yeah. Or I could get handicap seats. Those are pretty good there.
yeah, those are good. Fuck the mentally handicapped, not mentally.
Whoa,
Not mentally
damn.
handicapped.
They can sit wherever they want, sir.
See, I'm nice. I never buy those tickets if they're available.
I don't either, but that is where I sat for
Take your time.
Rocky.
Because if I bought it, the last thing I want is someone like Stephen Hawkins to come in, move
Yeah.
out of my chair,
Yeah.
and I just feel really weird.
It's like the episode of Curb Your Enthusiasm where he goes to the handicapped bathroom and then he sees the wheels come underneath the seat.
Well, it's the Alamo, so he can't buy that chair if you already bought it.
True.
That's true.
Don't they have a policy where if it's I think they only do it for it's opening weekend, but it's if there's someone saying that they will
Yeah.
kick you out.
Yeah,
so.
I'm sure
Yes.
if someone who is disabled,
Yeah.
and if
Right.
you're the asshole who argues about leaving out of the disabled area because someone comes in,
I bought
No way,
this
man.
ticket on Tuesday, man. Cool.
this is movie news.
It's real news.
So, did you guys see that thing that Sony's doing is awesome? That I think they should start doing with every movie studio. So they're going to their catalog, and they're called MODs. So there's movies manufactured on demand, Blu-rays.
Warner Brothers does that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a Warner Brothers archives. So you can go to Sony now too and click on movies. The first one's Karate Kid 3, and the
Oh.
next Karate Kid
Do they make it on Blu-ray or DVD?
Blu-ray.
Oh,
So
that.
they're going to start doing that with their catalog titles, which I think is what they should do for collectors like us.
Nice.
That's
Sweet.
cool.
Yeah.
Man.
Also, I don't know if you got it. Production on Mission Impossible 6 halted because Tom Cruise wants more money.
Yep.
Sure.
I mean,
Okay.
I guess on the back end deal of it.
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, Tom. For most people, I'd be like, "What an asshole!" But he's Tom Cruise, so
Right.
those films
He's
really
an
rely
asshole,
on
but he
him.
has a point.
Yeah,
Right. What are you gonna do? You're gonna not make a Mission Impossible movie.
we're not going to get Jeremy Renner to be the lead. So.
Yeah. All right.
Sorry, I just remembered those when you're like, what else is going on in news? And
I've
it's-
got some other stuff, but yeah, that one was interesting. But at the same time, yeah, my take on it was,
But also,
okay,
is that
somebody give him some money.
a true thing? I don't know if it's a rumor or not.
Right. Exactly.
He'll make them.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's gonna get made. Like,
Yeah.
if they were gonna pay $100 million to Johnny Depp to come back for Pirates of the Caribbean, they'll pay something to Tom Cruise. So,
When is that movie coming out? They've been making it
I
for
think in
4
June.
years.
well, that one, the one I was, I think they probably paid him more for the new one, but that was for
Oh,
the
that was for 4?
When did- yeah, when
That
is
was
that come
shit
out next
film.
May or June? Something like that.
It better
next
be next
summer.
year.
So.
But it has been done for a long time.
Oh, yeah. Well, it's because that's the movie that the guys who made Kon-Tiki made after Kon-Tiki.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
how long they've been
Well,
making that movie.
The last thing I read about it, it's hard because they're shooting it when you shoot on the ocean.
Yeah.
You know, you gotta. Well,
You have to move.
yeah. So
You have to move to the places on the ocean that are
the
safe.
production
and
schedule,
the right color.
and I'm sure
and-
it's super effects heavy.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. But
And I know they spaced out too because Spider-Man. Oh, Spider-Man took its spot,
Oh, really?
and they moved. I think they moved it to
Oh.
May. That's right. It was
Yeah.
supposed to come out in
Yeah.
July, and they moved it to May because Spider-Man took
Yeah.
its spot.
right. Yep. Yeah, man.
I
can't
like
wait for
Marvel's
those guys.
method. Or, I mean, I guess they're both owned by the same company now, but like, or I guess Sony still. But like, I like it whenever Marvel is like, no, we want that spot, and then they like force someone else to move.
It's like they're doing it on purpose at
Yeah,
this point.
like-
Star Wars did it too.
yeah.
We want Christmas. Everybody else move. Anyway, there's a $720
Oh, in that case,
triple dip of The Lord of the Rings coming out, and it comes with its own wooden shelf,
Yep.
and I want it so bad. Even though I have everything
The
included.
funny thing about that is, yeah, it comes in cool packaging.
Yeah.
It doesn't come with any new special features.
Yeah.
No. The only thing... okay.
And the what is it, the God, the it's just the extended editions, and then the regular editions you have to download as HD downloads.
Yeah.
Yeah. The issue to me is that they still haven't gotten the compression good enough to get it onto one disc. So it's just like the extended edition. It's still split.
Mm-hmm.
And so if they had them on one disc, if it were that version of Lord of the Rings, I'd be like, oh, okay, yeah, I'll do this.
So you're paying like $110 for every movie.
Right? I know it's ridiculous.
It's like
But
I said.
Ryan, it comes with its own wooden shelf.
It does. It looks nice.
It looks so good.
It's like I said, if you really want it, let me know. I'll build you a birdhouse that you can put your stuff in, and I'll only charge you $300.
That price has to change. There's no way.
Oh yeah, no, it'll change. It'll drop.
I
like
think
a rock.
even like $300 is kind of ridiculous.
Right, because the original trilogy extended edition Blu-ray sells right now for like $35 when it's not on sale.
Yeah, I think I got it on sale from Amazon for $15.
Yeah, I got it a few years ago, and I think I bought it for 50 or 45, something like that. But still, anyway, I just really like this quote. Joe Carnahan said that Bad Boys for Life will show what bad boys, or what becomes of bad boys when they're not boys anymore, which is the stupidest fucking tagline for a movie.
So
I hope that's on the poster.
can I ask you a question though? Is it
Yeah.
Bad Boys
Colon?
the letter 4, or is it
No.
FOR?
Well, as of right now, when we don't have an actual title treatment, it is the word for.
See, the way I see it is Bad Boys is separated by the 4, and
Bad
then
Four Boys.
Yeah, because it doesn't make any sense.
And then basically, life is in full block letters, the same size as Bad Boys underneath.
yeah.
So it's like Bad Boys, 4 in the center, and then life.
See, you're getting it.
Oh hell yeah, Brad! If
I need to make this happen.
You need to make this happen, and then we'll sell it to Joe Carnahan.
I'll
The
put you
A.
and you and Ryan on the poster.
Oh please!
The A in Bad Boys is the 4.
Oh yeah, man.
Yep.
That's pretty great.
Which
Just
ma-
make all of the letters 4s.
This makes all the sense because there was never Bad Boys 3. So, like, so this makes perfect sense.
Oh,
to
that's
me.
right.
Like,
Yeah, right. Because this is Bad Boys 3.
3. Like,
Yeah. Why didn't they make? They should have called Bad Boys 2. Bad Boys 2.
to the streets.
To the streets.
I
Anyway.
guess they were already on the streets, but whatever. So,
Right. Well, they didn't go to the streets. Rather than streets,
Bad
they
Boys
used
2.
they
Too
used
bad.
favelas in Cuba for
Yeah.
roads. Anyway, moving on to actual news. Spider-Man: Homecoming, which you brought up a little while ago. There's it's hard to tell what's rumor and what's not rumor. But there's a lot of talk about who some of the casting or who some of the cast actually is. The biggest one being that one lady with the name Zendaya.
Zendaya.
Okay, yeah, she's
Yeah.
going to be MJ.
Yeah.
Which is only disappointing to me because it's like, oh, you brought MJ back. Like, that's too bad.
But it is. But I also want to hear her say, "Go get him, Tiger."
Sure.
That's a cool thing.
Yeah.
But
she's never said you just hit the jackpot, right? Like in
no,
none of the movies.
she did. Oh,
Really?
not in the movies. No.
Right? No. That's my point. Like if they could also do that line.
One of the greatest reveals in comic book history.
There you go.
Well, I mean, like, because also, like, she's playing MJ, and people are mad about that for some reason. But, like, it's also, like, even if you look at, like, some of, like, the more deeper rumor, it's, like, that's supposed to be a reveal at the end of the movie. Like, it's supposed to be, like, you don't know her character till the end of the movie. Like,
Really?
she goes by a different name, then at the end it's like, oh, my full name is Mary Jane Watson. And, like, that's, like, supposed to be a reveal or something like that.
I hope that's not true. That sounds stupid.
Yeah. But, like...
I doubt that.
And also, it's, like, it hasn't been confirmed that she's actually playing that character.
Right.
So,
Yeah.
No,
this all might be moot.
it might be. And the very last thing that I've got is that Marvel is in talks with Hulu to adapt The Runaways into a TV show for Hulu, which is only disappointing because it's Hulu, and I mean, I don't want to have to pay for Hulu to get this show.
Well,
It's
it's
also
on Blu-ray.
I need to go back and reread The Runaways. Ryan, did you ever read it?
I read the Joss Whedon stuff.
Oh, okay. I only read the Brian K. Vaughan stuff, and I read it really early on in me getting back into comics. And it's the only Brian K. Vaughan thing that I have put down and gone like, I didn't like that, but I don't.
Yeah.
I didn't know who he was at the like. I hadn't read why. Like it was one of the first books I picked up. So I need to go back and reread it because I'm sure it's probably better than I remembered.
Yeah, I remember it not being bad.
Yeah.
This is not confirmed it's going to happen still. Like, it's in the same boat as Damage Control right now, where it's like...
Sure.
It might not happen still.
Oh, absolutely.
I mean, Hulu, I don't know if Hulu would be able to throw that much money around to pay for a show of this caliber, but, like...
It depends on what their idea of the scope is, right?
That's
'Cause,
true,
I mean, if you grounded it and made it a Netflix level show where, you know, it's a lot of, like, dark shots and people talking and, you know, put a lot of work into some practical fight scenes, you know...
Which I don't
That'd
think...
be cool. If there's a giant CG Velociraptor in every shot, that might be really expensive.
Yeah.
So it just depends on what they actually build.
It's weird because it doesn't seem like they're already putting Cloak and Dagger on Freeform, which is their other teenage-based thing. So I'm confused why they don't just throw that on Freeform too and have it be like Freeform is their teenage universe.
Because I think the Cloak and Dagger Freeform thing is more of a... Now, this is apparently... Like, the showrunners for Gossip Girl are tied to this, which makes me not as excited.
Yeah.
Because The Runaways, while being a book that you could give to kids and they would enjoy, which I guess that's true of a lot of comics, it is like a little bit darker, and it is, you know, it's about a group of kids who find out that their parents are all supervillains.
Yeah.
And that they have powers as well, and so, you know,
hilarity ensues.
They go on adventures, right?
Yeah.
I don't really know where the adventures go because I put the book down.
Yeah.
So, but like Cloak and Dagger, it seems like they're actually going to try and make like a Marvel, what I would call a Marvel version of a CW show.
Yeah.
Where they're going to try to make like this, you know,
Yeah.
romancy, really sort of for teenagers.
How they've like sold it to
tongue-in-cheek
me at
kind of a
least, like how
show.
I've seen it.
Yeah.
It seems kind of like a teenage Bonnie and Clyde kind of thing.
Right.
So
Yeah. With the same, you know, maybe level of quality as an Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Yeah.
Certainly not the dark Netflix universe.
Yeah.
And I don't necessarily know that Runaways fits in there.
That's
but
true,
it depends on what they're trying to build.
Yeah.
I think it would be cool.
I mean, we'll see.
I want things
So.
that Brian K. Vaughan writes to get on places. Like,
Yeah.
even if it is the least favorite of them,
Yeah.
it's maddening to me that nobody else can adapt any of his shit.
Yeah.
But still,
But,
Yeah.
I mean, I'm all for more Marvel. So
right? Yeah.
they have yet to fail me. So, well, besides Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. So
Right. we don't talk about it. Every time that there's like a quote from like Chloe Bennett where it's like, it seems like Marvel doesn't care about their TV shit, and I'm like,
it's just you.
It's just you, honey. I'm sorry. Like, it's not. They like a lot of their TV stuff.
Yeah.
It's just that your stuff went downhill fast. It's
Yeah.
not your fault.
boy.
Anyway.
But yeah, that's
Yeah. I think that's all the news I've got.
Yep.
Did I forget anything?
I don't think so.
Okay.
James? Oh, do you have something?
well, Silence, but you hate Martin Scorsese, so.
Yeah, right. Silence is really long, so
Silence is Martin Scorsese's new film is coming out sometime this year that is apparently a passion project for him that it was reported to be over 3 hours long, so.
Who's in it?
Liam Neeson, Andrew Garfield, this
It's
is
like
the...
a World War I one, right?
Oh, no, it's before that. It's I don't actually know when. It's the plot line is that Andrew Garfield and Adam Driver are two Mormons, and Liam Neeson is their Mormon dad, not their like higher up person, and they go to Japan to like convert people, and then all the Japanese people are like, "Nah, we gonna kill you," and so then chaos
Racist.
ensues. So
Okay.
Interesting.
yeah,
The-
it's
these-
based on a book and a true story. So
Yeah, I actually remember like reading the synopsis a year or so
Mm-hmm.
ago and being like, "Hey, this sounds like maybe a Martin Scorsese movie I'll
Yeah.
like."
I don't know.
But-
I don't know. I mean, like it sounds like it's kind of in line with his Kundun, which is kind of my least favorite of his films. So we'll
Yeah.
see. But
If the characters are likable,
yeah.
then that would be nice for once.
Well, I mean, like also keep in mind this is the film that Andrew Garfield broke up with Emma what's her name with because he was so in character that he had to cheat on her. So
This is some dog shit.
so
I'm not okay.
yeah. But that's my late piece of news that I had. So
Okay. Cool.
James, let's tell the viewers why I'll be poor this week. This is what's coming out
Oh.
on Blu-ray.
DVD releases and Blu-rays.
Unless you're buying The Huntsman Winter's War, which is the big release of this week. Moving on, though, because who gives a shit? The sixth season of The Walking Dead. You picking that one up?
Yep.
I don't know what I'm going to do now that like TradeSmart is going out of business, because what I used to do is just buy. I own 2.5 seasons of Walking Dead that I've never seen. I really need to like actually catch up, but
I'm actually going to Target to get their exclusive Steelbook because the cover art that is the standard one doesn't fit with the rest of them.
is it
Yeah.
this one where it's like black and then
Yeah,
it's just
TWD.
that's so dumb.
The Steelbook at Target is like Rick and Michonne standing with like he has a gun and she has a sword.
Yeah.
And it looks like a movie poster like the other ones.
Sure.
If you're looking for a new TradeSmart, you can try Second and Charles up in like Arapahoe Crossing or something.
Okay.
It's like on Parker.
Oh, it's called Second and Charles.
Yeah, it's
Oh, okay.
it's not a street. It's just the
Right.
that's what it's called.
That's the
I
actual
was like,
business name. Yeah,
I don't know where that is. Second and Charles. That sounds really far
Yeah,
north.
but they do the same thing, and actually they have like more, specialty trades. Like people have like they've gotten specific comic book issues. Like they take comics. They also do like old machines, old iPhones, old.
Okay.
Yeah,
I thought you
game
meant
machines.
I thought you meant like old backhoes.
Maybe. Like I've seen some weird stuff there.
Hey, you guys got any backhoes?
Yeah.
Just
Looking
got
for
it
a-
in.
Looking for a previously owned backhoe.
Do you have an antique popcorn machine?
Exactly. Speaking of carnivals, Clown is coming out this week, which is some kind of horror movie with
Directed
a
by John
clown.
Watts, who's directing Spider-Man: Homecoming.
Really? Does that mean you're going to check out Clown?
I think I'm going to.
Okay.
I heard that's really creepy.
It's a
So, the story behind it is John Watts made a short trailer, and it said it was made by Eli Roth, so he didn't put his name on it. And Eli Roth liked it so much that he actually produced it and made it into a movie.
Oh, so like did he put like Eli Roth's name as like a joke?
Yeah, as a
okay.
joke.
yeah. Okay, I got you. Interesting.
Yeah.
Huh.
Oh, okay.
And Eli Roth said, "Hey, that's funny. You should
Yeah.
make that movie."
Yeah. Huh, all right.
That sounds like the way that Eli Roth usually makes decisions. Ratchet and Clank is getting its Blu-ray release this week, so I guess I'll check that out at some point. I don't know.
It'll probably be on Netflix within a couple months.
The game was great. The re-release game that went with it was really good, but I'm not confident. The second season of The Strain, which I thought had been out longer, and
Yeah.
I also thought had been canceled, even though I always thought I should check it out.
Yeah.
Did
First
anybody here
season's
watch
good.
it? Yeah, you saw it?
I like
the
the first
vampires
season.
look like the vampires from Guillermo del Toro's Blade 2 as well.
I mean, like I never got to the
seems
part
cool.
where like they become vampires. To me, they always seem to be like more like mutant zombies. But like, I liked the first what I saw, and I just kind of fell off. So it looks like from what I see the trailers whenever I go to the movies now because they show them in front of movies occasionally.
Yeah.
and it looks like it like balls have hit the wall, and like it's no. Because the first like couple episodes are all pretty grounded in reality.
Sure.
And it's pretty interesting, but I don't know.
Huh.
I haven't seen the rest of it, so I don't know if season 2's good or not.
I keep meaning to check it out. Yeah, I just never got around to it. So, DC's Legends of Tomorrow, which is it's an animated thing, right?
No, it's
No,
a
it's a
What is
CW
that?
show.
it's one of the
Oh,
CW
okay.
shows. Yeah.
It's a whole show.
Yep.
That has existed prior to now.
Yep.
That I didn't know about.
Yep.
God,
Has Robbie
how many shows are there on the CW that they have? Four? Five?
4 now. Yeah.
Holy shit!
So-
Arrow,
if it's-
Flash, Legends, and
Supergirl.
Supergirl. Yeah.
First season of Lucifer.
Neat.
All I'm going to say. The remake of Roots. And all right, now we're getting into some meat. Psycho 4: The Beginning.
Yeah,
which
I
is the
can't
Scream
wait.
Factory release this week.
It was made, I believe, for Showtime. It's a direct to cable movie for Showtime, but it's really good.
Really?
It's really good.
I don't know why I'm surprised because like I was shocked that Psycho 2 was as good as it was.
The story is Anthony Perkins as Norman Bates calls into a radio show and kind of explains his origin story, and it goes to how he falls in love with his mom and she gets a new boyfriend and it kind of pushes him over the edge. And there's not too much killing in it. It's more of a psychological thriller.
Well, that's cool.
Yeah, you should definitely. I'll let you borrow it because I have it coming. I really enjoy it. It's actually my favorite Psycho sequel. Yeah.
Wow.
That's cool.
I mean, I don't know why I'm shocked by that. I've only seen one of them, so
You should totally see Psycho 2. I can definitely say that.
That's the one
And it
I've
sounds
seen.
like you
So
should... Wait, you've
I
never
was
seen
with
Psycho
you.
1?
No, I mean, I'm talking about the sequels.
You weren't with me for Psycho 2.
I was.
Oh, okay.
Now I know where our friendship lies.
I don't remember anyone I see movies with.
Yeah.
I'm constantly asking people, hey, did you ever see this? And they always say to me, I saw it with you.
Yeah.
You had never seen Psycho 1?
No, I'm saying he said of the sequels. That's the.
Okay.
I've only seen that one.
Okay.
Yeah,
I'm
Psycho
sorry.
3
Yeah.
kind of goes into Friday the 13th.
Yeah, because
Really?
that's where they try to unwrite some of Psycho 2.
Yeah.
Okay. And I like Psycho 2, so
Yeah.
I don't want them to do that. Narcos Season 1, which is the Netflix show, so if you don't have Netflix and wanted to check that out. Midnight Run is getting a Shout Select release this week, which is pretty neat. I haven't seen that movie in a long time.
It's a good one.
But I remember it being really good. So that's cool. Wiener Dog, that's that movie where the people have that wiener dog and pass it around, right?
Yep.
Okay, great. Any movie about a wiener dog. Woody Harrelson's The Duel with Liam Hemsworth in it, which is some kind of Western. And is there anything else? How to Plan an Orgy in a Small Town. Henry, tell me about how to plan an orgy in a small town. You've seen this movie.
It's a shitty comedy.
Oh,
Independent comedy. It's not worth your time.
okay, never mind.
So the small town, and they're and it's this group of young people, and they're like, "Hey, maybe we should have an orgy," and they're like, "Maybe we should," and they do. And wacky chaos ensues.
Right, Henry, I'm going to ask you a very serious question.
Yeah.
Is it porny?
No, it's not at all. It's
Okay.
super unfunny, and it's quirky comedy, so Ryan would absolutely hate it. But
Okay. Does it have real actors in it? Who's in it? I already closed the thing.
I don't know. It's real indie
Okay.
people.
All right.
So
Yeah, it's some kind of improv troupe.
yeah.
Okay, gotcha.
So
Ash versus the Evil Dead, the complete first season. Ryan?
Yeah, I'm excited.
Yeah.
Are you going to get the metal pack version? Or
No, I'm getting the standard one.
It's too bad that they got it's a metal pack, it's not a steel book.
It's a metal pack, but it's a chainsaw, so...
Oh, what? All right, now I'm back in. That's kind of cool.
Yeah.
Huh.
I saw the pictures of it. I like the actual standard
Case.
one more.
Oh, yeah, it's a really cool cover. Chandu the Magician, which I'm only bringing up because it stars Bela Lugosi and Edmund Lowe, and it's a silly-looking cover. So, there you go. And Leslie Nielsen's City on Fire, which has a pretty badass-looking cover as well. So go check those out if you have any idea what the hell those movies are. And that's what's coming out this week.
Are you
and
sure?
that's why Kellen will be eating
Yeah,
this
why
week.
did I miss something?
You totally missed something.
What?
The Nice Guys is also coming out on Blu-ray this week.
Where?
What?
It
I
is?
don't see it on there.
I definitely did not see that on here. I would have freaked out.
I'm sure it's not
gonna
a
click-
digital release
I'm gonna click
for this
next
week,
week.
and then next week.
Yeah, it might be the digital release.
No. I'll show you guys because you guys need it.
I definitely need it.
You guys need this in your life. Hang on. 1 second.
It is nowhere in the next few weeks on digital bits. Well, assuming that it would be near the top, because
Yeah,
I'm
'cause
only
digital-
scrolling around the top couple pages.
Hang on.
I think it's already out on digital. So
Yeah, just so you guys know, my Blu-ray copy of The Nice Guys is on the way.
oh wow,
You son of a bitch!
was that last week? And you
Digital
missed it?
bits. How can you let us down like this?
Oh man. Of course, it's my fault for not pre-ordering it 3 months ago.
See, yeah, you guys, you need to pre-order them when you see the movie and you really like it, like I do.
Yeah. Hey, give me a second, guys. I gotta take care of something.
James is live purchasing a Blu-ray. This is what it sounds like.
Yeah, and unfortunately, it's
Click,
not letting
click.
me do the one-click
Click.
the one-click purchase. There we go. All right, it's all gone. All right,
Man, you're gonna look stupid when there's a cool steelbook edition.
I'll buy that too. You don't understand.
Just wait till it comes out in a wooden box. Then
That's
you won't even
right.
be able to stand it.
This isn't Warcraft where I'm like, well, maybe I'll only buy it once. No, I'm okay.
That's a movie that should come package. You know, like I think the Northern Exposure had the stuffed jackets. This should be like a shag carpet.
Oh yeah, man.
I'm just gonna go to a carpet store and get carpet samples and make my own.
Make your own,
I want it. No, I want it to be wearing a very small, like Blu-ray size version of
A
Ryan
leisure
Reynolds.
suit?
No, Ryan Reynolds' little shirt.
Ryan
He's got-
Reynolds?
yeah, or
Ryan Reynolds, the famous actor in this movie.
No, you're right, sorry, Ryan Gosling's like wispy '50s shirt. Yeah, that's what it should be wearing.
You call yourself a real
And you
nerd.
just unbutton it and watch the movie. I don't know why I just decided that I want that to be. I want to have to undo Ryan Gosling's shirt in order to watch that movie.
You're the worst detective in
Freudian
the world.
slip.
In the world.
I'm just picturing James at home, like sewing a tiny little shirt together and then like folding it over his Blu-ray copy, like he's sending his kid off to the first day of school.
Yeah. This one's a little bit too big in the stomach. I'm gonna have to take this in. Anyway, that's actually everything that's coming out on Blu-ray. I'm shocked.
I know. I'm
I'm
really
I'm
disappointed.
appalled.
Turn in your real nerds card.
Hey, it wasn't on the thing, man.
So it's a second party website that's fault.
Yes.
Blame the
Sometimes I
victim.
get my information from Amazon, who actually is in charge of dates.
Yeah, but I'm trying
But
not.
Digital Bits gets their information from Amazon.
Here's the thing,
What
Ryan.
happened?
I'm trying really hard to not spend as much time just looking at shit on Amazon
See,
right now.
that's your mistake, James. That's your
I
mistake.
literally used to like between services on Sunday morning, I would just like pop open the app and go to the recommended thing and be like, yeah, I want that, and I want that, and I want that. It was gross.
See, when you're out on your job and you don't get phone calls,
Yeah.
and you're just waiting for something, you're on Amazon. You go from Amazon recommends to recommends, and then you find stuff.
There you go, showing off you have a job again.
Yeah. So this is the stuff we've been watching.
So, yeah, this is the stuff we've been watching.
Henry, what'd you watch this week?
I watched Tokyo Tribe, which is my latest art house asshole. So go read that review. Basically, if you want a summary, it's a hip hop musical from Japan about this gang warfare. It's based on an anime, which makes a lot of sense. It's live action,
Sure.
but it's crazy. It's like the production design for this film, the costume design, is way better than it should be for what the film was about. Like it's like the sets are fantastic. There's like 1 million characters in it that you don't know the names of. But you can read my review and just kind of see if you want to see it or not. I give it 4 out of 5 stars.
Cool.
So if you want to be more in depth, go look at that.
Where did you see it?
It's on Netflix right now.
Okay,
So-
cool.
Tell us about the part with the dicks.
Oh yeah. Have you seen the film or?
Wow.
No, but I read a little bit of your.
Oh yeah.
yeah.
Like basically.
Brad, calm down about dicks.
Are the dicks wearing a wispy little 50s shirt?
Well, this is kind of the biggest downfall of the entire film. Because, like, this is a big musical, like, hip-hop musical that's tough and, like, gory about, like, gang warfare. And then in the end, it's revealed it's something hilarious.
The thing in my head right now, but yeah, go ahead.
But, like, it kind of undermines the rest of the film. But, like, it's revealed at the end that the main bad guy is only a bad person because he has a small penis. And, like, the end battle, like...
That's
like,
why Ryan gets angry.
Yeah. It's, but, like, the end battle, like 10 guys have their pants pulled down, and he's like, your dick is bigger than mine, and your dick is bigger than mine. I will kill all of you. And so...
Wow.
And then, like, the
Asian
final
penis, so small.
Yeah.
That's racist. That's awful.
And then,
Holy
like-
shit.
I
like-
have to squint my eyes to see it.
But at the same time, like the rest of the film is so ridiculous that, like, this isn't that much sillier than it, but, like,
Sure.
it's still super silly.
Yeah.
So...
The reason I was laughing was because in my head you were going to say that, like, it's this rough gang movie where people are killing each other, and then, like, all of a sudden, like, they all, like, take their pants off and dance in a circle, like, from the Italian Stallion, like, for 5
I
minutes.
didn't say they didn't do that.
Okay, all right.
Sounds like an episode of South Park.
Yeah.
Wait, that has happened at South Park.
Really?
Yep, that's why I quoted.
Oh, man.
Have I ever explained on the show why I started Art House Asshole?
No.
No.
Oh.
Well, I figured you just wanted
You're a
some
pretentious
attention.
asshole.
Yeah.
Well, it's those
I keep
things.
seeing these movies and someone needs to love me.
Well, that's one part of it. But the real reason why I started is so I can keep doing stuff with Real Nerds while I'm in New York. Because I found out, like, the
Aw.
4 theaters that are, like, when they do, like, really small distribution for, like, those weird films.
Yeah.
The 4 theaters to go to, my school is, like, a block away from one of them.
Nice.
Oh, cool.
So I thought, like, I can just 1 week I'll just go there and see the films that no one else can see. I'll do my review. So that's kind of the goal of what I'm doing here. So
Very cool.
You'll see a lot of like those festival films
Yeah.
before we get to like.
Yeah.
We'll probably never even get to see them.
Yeah, so or maybe I'll see them like months before you guys. So
Yeah.
So your mission should be when you do that to then like call in and do like a 30-second. Hey, go read my article. Here's a quick like rundown of the movie.
Well, yeah,
That would
that's
be awesome.
that's my plan. So.
Yeah, man.
So, yeah.
Yay!
Oh,
We'll
when are you
finally use
leaving?
that number
Can you
again.
leave sooner? 'Cause
Friday.
I'm excited about this. now.
Friday. So
All right. Well, get going.
But yeah, I also watched Bikini Car Wash.
I've seen that.
Sorry, the
That's a
Bikini
left
Car
turn.
Wash
I've
company.
seen that one.
Yeah. I saw it just kind of
Was
like
it on Amazon Prime?
no, I just saw it like on like YouTube.
Oh, I saw it like a
Just
year
there.
ago on Amazon Prime because I forget the description, but it made me laugh.
Yeah, well, like
Is it one of those like 50s like beach blanket bingo kind of
no,
movies?
it's like from like the 80s.
Yeah, it's
Oh,
like
that's-
super hardcore 80s like
sex comedy.
sex comedy. Where
Like if I'll break down the film plot essentially. So basically, there's these girls, and they're like, "We need some money. How are we gonna do it?" They're like, "I know. We'll do a bikini car wash." And so they get their bikinis on, and start doing car washes.
is it to save like their uncle's car wash or something?
It's something stupid like that. But like, and they're like, "We're not doing good enough. What should we do, ladies? How about we take our tops off?" And so then they do that.
That doesn't sound like it would clean my
Go
car
listen
very
to
well.
episode 115 and I talk about it.
Oh, really?
You actually know what episode it is?
No,
Okay.
but I do talk about it on an episode.
A bunch of people just turned off this episode and changed episodes.
And then
They're
after
gonna be
that, the
very
cops come
confused.
to them. They're like, "Hey, ladies, you can't be washing cars without your tops on." They're like, "Oh yeah, what if we take our bottoms off too?"
I don't remember that at all.
and then they're like, "Oh, you rascals!" And then the film ends. So, so yeah, I watched that too. And then I'm trying to think if there's anything else. Oh, and then on a more serious note, I watched Fanny and Alexander, which is not as exciting.
What is Fanny and Alexander also sounds kind of sexual.
It's
but
not.
I
It's
don't know
about
what that
children.
is. Okay,
It's
that's
a Ingmar
not good.
Bergman film. One of his it was like in the 80s is when he made it.
Sure.
It's known as. I started watching it not knowing this, but it's one of the longest films ever made. It's 5 hours long.
Oh my. Did you watch the whole thing straight? or
No,
did
I
you-
found out. I watched like the 3-hour version, but
Sure.
basically it's about these like two kids. You could have just called it Alexander. Fanny's not that big of a character. She's kind of an attention hog.
Okay.
Basically, those two kids are living with their parents, and the mom's like, "I love you, husband," and the husband's like, "I love you, wife," and everything's super great. And the husband dies, and they're all sad. And then she's like, "Now I'm going to marry this bishop." And so this bishop comes over, and like he's a horrible person and ruins their lives. And yeah, that's the film.
Who's Fanny?
Fanny's the sister.
Oh.
Alexander's the brother. It's really an Alexander showcase. Fanny's
Okay.
not that big of a character.
All right, sure.
So.
Okay, fair.
But yeah, those are the main things I watched this week. So
Cool.
James.
I watched. What did I watch this week? Man, I watched The Raiders of the Lost Ark. That's really good.
Yeah, I saw the Steelbook. It's nice.
yeah.
Did you see the Alamos doing a trilogy
No.
screening of that? Like
When
at the
is
end
that?
of September?
Oh man,
Ooh, Temple of Doom in the theaters.
On
I've never
Sunday.
seen Temple
I've
of
never
Doom.
seen Temple of Doom. I've never seen Last Crusade.
Really?
Yeah, I only ever have seen.
I think I've seen
Raiders.
it midnight at the Esquire. The
Yeah.
Last Crusade.
Yeah, I've seen it there. I've seen it at the Continental, and I've seen Raiders at the Alamo. But oh man,
All three back to back
yeah, that's cool.
on a Sunday.
I'm gonna have to check that out.
are they conveniently leaving out the fourth one?
Yes.
Or is it like, are they going
What
to show it like
fourth
on a
one?
different day, or is it just like, no, it's not there?
It's just not there.
All right.
Yeah,
It's the
that's okay.
trilogy.
Yeah.
Right.
I didn't even think of that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I always forget that there's a fourth one.
Right.
I mean, like I understand
don't
if
need
they
to
like
talk about it.
they do like the trilogy, then like the next day.
Fuck
they
that.
have
I'm gonna
that
watch
one,
that
but-
this week. I haven't seen that in a long time.
Skull?
The fourth
Yeah.
one? It's
I
not
watched
that
it.
bad.
I don't think
like
so
it.
either.
I'm a consummate defender of it. There's just a lot of shit I don't like about it, and if I ever get to talk to Steven, I'll be like, dude, really?
I mean, like my dad's
That's the only question. The only question will be Indiana Jones 4. Really?
Make it happen.
like,
Yeah.
my dad's like a huge Indiana Jones fan, and we saw it in theaters because he was super excited for it.
Of course you did.
And he like said like, yeah, if you're not like a huge Indiana Jones fan, you might not like it as much, but he still enjoyed it. So
Yeah, right. There's all of the ideas of that movie I love.
yeah,
I don't like the fact that Steven Spielberg told us, like, I'm going to shoot it all practically, and then he didn't.
yeah.
And that made me sad.
Maybe that's how my dad liked it because he doesn't care about movie news. So
Sure.
he just cares about movies.
Well, the movie is broken and doesn't look as good when it's not.
buddy.
When it's all in CG that doesn't look great. And there's
I've not
all
seen it
these
since it was in
ants.
theaters. So
Oh my god! There's also that terrible joke about it falls 3 times. 3 times it falls.
yeah,
God damn it! I don't want this. Anyway, I watched the Amazon pilot episode for Jean-Claude Van Johnson.
Oh, we got to team up on this one.
I know. I specifically said, like, hey, if Brett doesn't get here in time, make sure we do this last.
So everyone needs to drop what they're doing, go to Amazon Studios.
Yeah, this thing is shit.
And vote their pilot so that I can get some more.
Yeah.
Really?
No.
You think it should?
No, I just wanted to give you a hard time.
Oh,
No, it's
I
actually
believe you.
it's pretty cool.
It's amazing. It's like this meta comedy.
Yeah.
It's kind of like what Jean-Claude Van Damme's Damn Van was trying to do, but
Yeah.
Yes.
way better.
Okay, so as somebody who like appreciates Jean-Claude Van Damme but isn't like, oh my god, Jean-Claude Van Damme, I watch this thing and I'm like, oh, this is like very tongue-in-cheek and funny, and there's some really awesome moments. There's some really cool like fight scenes. But I end up walking away being like, oh yeah, I would watch this. But it's not like, I understand why you would watch this and be like, oh shit, yeah. And I was excited to watch it just because I'm like, oh, Brad's gonna really love this. And it is. They did a very solid job. And I haven't watched the other ones yet. I'm not even sure I will because none of them actually look good to me from the trailers.
I fell asleep watching The Tick.
Yeah.
Oh, I wouldn't turn that on. I wouldn't waste my time. Like, that costume so makes me angry that I wouldn't waste my time watching it. But unless somebody told me like, oh no, it's brilliant. Like
The Arthur stuff's really good. It's just The Tick stands out like a
Sore
sore
thumb.
thumb. Yeah.
yeah.
Not that Peter Serafinowicz.
Sure.
Yeah.
Whatever.
The guy who's playing the Tick.
Yeah, the guy's playing Tick. I think he does a decent job, but yeah, the costume is just so
Yeah.
unusual.
Yeah.
So the story of Jean-Claude Van Johnson is that Jean-Claude Van Damme plays himself in a JCVD style way. He is retired.
From acting.
He's completely retired.
Yep.
And then as the
Well,
movie,
Nicolas
as the
Cage
show goes-
retired.
Yeah, not Nicolas Cage retired. He's really retired, which was a good little running joke. And
Here's your food Valcomer.
he's clearly like he's broken up with his girlfriend, and so he's sad, and he finds out that she's going to do this job. Where is it? Belgium,
Bulgaria.
Bulgaria. And he's like, okay, like I'm gonna go work again. So he goes to his agent and is like, hey, I want to get back into the business. And she's like, well, like you haven't acted in a while, but we can find some roles, and we just have to be careful because like we'll have to get you stunt doubles and stuff like that because you can't do all your own stunts anymore. And he's like, no, you don't understand. I don't want Jean-Claude Van Damme to come back. I want to bring back Johnson. And what you find out is that Jean-Claude Van Damme, his entire career was him going around making movies in different parts of the world as a cover for him, like being some kind of crazy Black Ops assassin dude in that country.
Van Damme, I can't send you back in the field. People will die. Don't worry, nobody's going to die except for the people who send me to kill.
It's really fun. So no, don't automatically restart. That's a terrible idea, laptop.
And then
yeah.
Then he dresses up in a disguise with a fake beard and mustache, and then he infiltrates the enemy base, and they're all like, hey, what's up, Philippe? And he doesn't understand why no one's just taking him out.
So good.
And then he goes in this room, and he meets Philippe, who's like a guy who looks exactly like him.
It's
But he has
Jean-Claude Van Damme in the same outfit, but like standing on the other side of the camera.
and he has this weird, like, high-pitched American accent.
Yeah. He sounds totally different.
And then they argue about which is better, Looper or Time Cop.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty good. He's also wrong. Looper's definitely better than Top Cup.
Well,
Anyway,
he snaps
It
that
was my
guy's
favorite
neck
of,
because of
like,
it.
3 shows they did for their pilot season.
yeah.
I think it's
exactly.
the best of the 3 they did.
Oh, yeah.
You've watched all 3 of them?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. You were able to stay awake through the tick, unlike Brad?
The Tick is like second best. The I can't remember.
I didn't watch
what-
the
I
I
Love
Love Dick.
Yeah. That.
Has Kevin Bacon
Whoa,
in it.
say that at the same time, guys.
I mean, I really,
I love Dick wrapped in
I
a
really
whiskey
like
shirt
Kevin
from the
Bacon,
50s.
but I just choose better things, man. And so, but I feel like it's weird because I think didn't they say they're only going to choose one of them to go forward?
Yeah.
And I feel like the Tick is like it already has like a fan base to it, so like without
like
even watching
automatically
them, they're
gonna
going
win.
to vote
Yeah.
for it. So
I don't know. So does Jean-Claude Van Damme. And this show is
Yeah.
good.
I think the problem is that like people who are going to vote for it are people that don't watch them. Like it's going to be people that like are fans of the Tick and just want a Tick thing, so they're going to like
I guess.
flux Tick votes.
Well, so the question, the variable there is whether or not Tick fans watch it and go, "This isn't my Tick."
That's
And then
true.
You're right. Like,
Yeah.
Is there a
they
lot
can
of
have
Tick
that.
fans?
I mean, I don't know.
There are some. I have a cousin who collects the Tick, and she
Really?
still has like every Tick issue.
Okay, so that's
keeps-
1 out of 1,000.
Oh yeah, no, I agree. I'm just saying they do exist.
I mean, I think the Jean-Claude Van Johnson is a lot smarter than
Yeah.
both of them.
Yeah, it was fun.
So.
It also looks like it would be relatively cheap to produce.
Yeah.
Because even though there's some really cool stuff in there, it's like, hey, we got like 16 crew members, 16 cast members, and two like one sound stage with 2 sets.
Yeah.
I love that the movie they're making in Bulgaria is a updated version of Tom Sawyer and Huckleberry Finn, but Tom Sawyer is a woman, like a hot woman, and he's Huckleberry Finn, and he has to fight her dad. And then when the scene ends, like all the overproduced, washed out, awesome looking footage, like they pan up from the studio monitors, and it's just like a green screen and then a trailer in the real world. So smart.
Well, and we left at the fact that like when he's on set, when he's pretending to be an actor and he's on set playing this role, like the director gets pissed off at him because like all the fight sequences are modern fight scenes, and he's like, none of this action choreography makes any sense to me.
Yeah,
And
it
the director's
worked
like,
in the
"Wait,
80s,
You
but-
don't understand. Like all of that hardcore shit back in the 80s, like that doesn't play anymore. Like, so it's pretty creative and fun, and I
And his
definitely
enemies,
worth checking out.
and we're Jim. Oh my god.
You're right. That's so terrible.
Ugh.
Like he said it, and it took me a little while to figure out like why is that? Oh, okay.
And there's this little gag where he's like opening his kitchen for the Pop-Tarts, and it's just a wall of the same strawberry Pop-Tart boxes.
Yeah.
And he reaches up and he quickly just like almost grabs one box, but just moves one box over. Like,
They're the same
like
flavor.
he reconsidered his decision like at the last second.
Yeah,
It's like great touches like that.
yeah.
So
it's,
good.
It's pretty good. So yeah, I think there's some other stuff that I watched throughout the week. I rewatched Exodus: Gods and Kings.
Why?
Oh, because so I'll tell you why. So I was listening to this week's
Gods of Egypt.
Yes, I was listening to the Gods of Egypt episode of How Did This Get Made, and they watched Gods of Egypt because
Jason
Mantzoukas had said like, oh, we should watch. He meant Exodus: Gods and Kings, and he only meant it because of the whitewashing of that movie.
Yeah.
Like he'd never seen it before. He just he makes a comment early on about like how everyone in the movie is white.
Yeah.
And he's like, well, but this one's just as bad because everybody in Gods of Egypt is white. But Exodus: Gods and Kings is still a good movie. That movie is really interesting and tells versions of the Moses story that aren't in like your last, 10 Commandments or any of that, right? Like, there's some really cool scenes in there. And on my TV, like some of the CG, all of the CG looks way better at home. I remember the crocodiles looking not good in theaters.
Yeah.
And then watching it at home, I'm like, oh, this is pretty good. Like, I like this.
Yeah.
There's just some really cool, fun stuff in that movie and just some really good acting and some good moments.
Yeah.
I thoroughly enjoy that movie.
All right. Yeah. That's fair.
So yeah, I think that's everything of note.
Yeah.
That I saw, other than the movies we watched.
Brad.
Well, James took my Jean-Claude Van Johnson, so the last thing I watched was Henry Jarvis's film Notes of a Depressant.
Yeah. Did you hate it?
I didn't hate it actually.
Yay.
It was depressing.
I think you know what the faults are already,
Yeah,
but I'll say them anyway.
Yeah. Thank you.
The script is actually really good.
Thank you. Yeah.
I enjoyed. I kind of knew where it was going
Yeah.
because a lot of the stories go that way.
Yeah.
But it's the story of these two guys who are suicidal, and they decide when they're forced together for this like school program, like they have to watch each other's backs.
Yeah.
They decide to spend their time writing their own personal accounts of what it's like to be suicidal and dealing with it. And so your character is obviously like the Randall of Clerks.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think you acted that character very well. That's obviously you gave yourself the best part. And
writer director.
so your character is like the most engaging to watch.
Yeah.
And like I really felt like you were like your performance was honest. Like you were really that character. But obviously it's the writing is so good, and it's unfortunate the sound is so bad.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So a lot of stuff that would normally land really well
Doesn't land
and the
because of
dialogue
the
doesn't
sound,
land
yeah.
as well.
Yeah.
So I was at work constantly like up and down with the volume and
Yeah.
stuff, trying to rewatch and capture some
Yeah.
things. But like the characters had a really good rapport. I like the arc of the story. The part on the deck where they're talking back and forth.
Yeah.
Also, like some of the shots.
Yeah.
The cinematography is a little
Yeah.
needs some work.
Yeah.
But that little stretch was a little like
Yeah,
need
it was
more
like-
variety.
Yeah, it was like, because I was like editing and I was like, oh, this is like a 14-minute long scene of just talking.
Yeah.
Like, and it's really just one shot too.
Yeah, like 3 shots. Like you have a wide, and then you have
Yeah.
like one for each close up. And
yeah,
even though they're all close ups, sometimes you have like even in the garage scenes,
Yeah.
you suddenly just have like this slightly off
yeah.
from the previous angle.
Yeah.
like you came back a different day maybe or something.
Well, like what we did was like we shot it like page by page.
Mm-hmm.
So we would do like his close up, my close up, next page, and we'd have to put the camera somewhere.
Yeah.
So it would be in a different location. So or it'd be
Gotcha.
like 13 inches away. So yeah.
But yeah. Otherwise, like I thought the writing in the story was like really strong. So
Oh, thank you. Like that was like it was like something that like I made the entire film by myself.
Yeah.
Like, it was like I was the only crew, so it was like I had to do with the best of what I had. So
yeah.
it was like
I figured, yeah, it's like
and it was just like
you have very little to work
I
with.
was like, I hope the sound's going to sound good because I can't listen to it right now. So,
yep.
so it was also like that was like when I was learning how to use my equipment still. Like the most recent short I made, like I finally was like, oh, so that's how I use my camera. And I wish I had figured out how to do that before I made my feature.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah,
but, you know,
just gotta keep making films.
yeah.
That's
So
I've
I'm
been
putting
doing
them
for
on
15
like
years.
a folder for like pre-film school stuff. So hopefully the stuff I make in film school.
So one
is a
day
bit
you
better.
can delete it.
Yeah. So
And of course, featuring me.
Oh yeah, this guy. There's one of the shots. I think there's something on the lens actually.
yeah, we actually noticed that when we were shooting it, and I got off in between takes.
Yeah.
So
But yeah, this guy can't act his way out of a paper bag.
Nope. I'm a piece of shit.
No, it was fine.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad someone actually watched it. So,
Where,
Yeah. What?
where can people find it, Henry?
so my
Yeah.
YouTube channel. I think
It's
if you
free.
Google like notes of a depressant, it comes up. So, if it doesn't come up, you'll get the trailer definitely, and it's on the same channel. So,
Sure.
So yeah,
Yeah, it's like an hour and 20.
yep.
Or
So,
people can go see our Facebook page, and we'll post it there at
Yeah.
some point this week.
I think you posted there already. So
Probably.
yeah,
Yeah, I posted on the Real
a
Nerds
couple weeks,
page.
couple
Oh, okay,
days
cool.
ago. Yeah. So
Cool.
Reblogged it.
so yeah,
Damn Facebook not
Good job.
showing me
thank
what I
you.
want.
For,
Keep it up.
Yeah, hopefully I can do better next time. So
Yeah.
Yeah, well, in film school, you should have
Yeah.
other people
like,
I was
helping
li-
you out.
I was just going to go like, yeah, you should really go to school.
so yeah.
Cool. That's awesome, Brett.
Yeah,
Way
I
to
didn't,
shit all over a guest.
I didn't watch too much this week. I watched MacGruber because my kid pulled it off the shelf and he said he wanted to watch it. He just grabbed a movie and said
Yeah.
movie. It's still really funny. I don't know why people don't get that movie, but I get it and I think it's amazing. I don't know. I still like. I always laugh out loud at the part where so MacGruber's not going to come and help him, but he eventually does, and he walks through the door and Powers Booth says, "MacGruber, thank God, your God can't help you, but I can." And then he looks to his left for a beat, and then he goes. The scene continues. It's really bizarre, but it's really funny because it's. I don't know. I think it's a really funny movie.
Yeah.
There's a montage at the beginning where the song is "They made a fucking movie, MacGruber." They just say over and over again. And there's a headline that says MacGruber foils terrorist plot, 200 killed in the process. It's just funny. It's
I can't believe that movie's like almost 10 years old now.
I know.
Yeah.
I took my wife to that. It was one of our first dates. I took her to see it in the theater, and she
loved
hated
it.
it.
God.
To this day, my wife still hates spoofs.
Really?
I love Angie Tribeca. That's the show with Rashida Jones because it's just like Naked Gun and Police Squad.
Yeah.
And my wife thinks it's the stupidest thing she's ever seen. I think it's funny.
I really like that show. Yeah.
Yeah.
Did I ever tell you that one of my parents' first dates was The Jerk?
Was it? That's
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah, my mom didn't love it, but it's a great movie.
Yeah.
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 So yeah, there's just so many little funny jokes in that. When Val Kilmer plays a bad guy throughout the whole movie, MacGruber tells him he's going to cut off his dick and shove it down his throat, and so he chokes on it and dies. And so at the end of the movie, you think Val Kilmer dies in like this nuclear weapon that's going to fire, and he just gets caught in like the afterburner, so he catches on fire. But he shows up at the end, and MacGruber pulls down his pants, and he cut off his own dick. So he's like, I don't have a dick. So then MacGruber shoots him with knocks him off a cliff. Then he gets thrown a machine gun, and he starts shooting him as he's falling down the cliff. And then when he finally hits and splats, and he starts pissing on him, it's funny.
And the whole like the car, like
Yep.
where he's like, "What's that license plate number?" Like he has that. It's
Yeah.
like, like it's written all
The
like-
notebook full of fours.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah. And Ryan Felipe is pretty funny in it because he plays a straight man.
Yeah.
There's a part where they're ambushed at his house, and MacGruber uses them as a human body shield, and he throws him on the top of his car. And Kristen Wiig's character's like, "Oh my God, he's dead." He's like, "Is he dead?" He's like, "Of course he's dead. He's been shot like 400 times." And then he like wakes up. He's like, "Wow, MacGruber, how'd you know I had a bulletproof vest on?" "You had a fucking bulletproof vest on?" "I mean, yeah, of course I did." It's just dumb.
It's a bummer that Will Forte doesn't get more roles. I think he's a really good.
Oh yeah,
comic
he's
actor,
awesome.
So.
And when I was reading the credits, I didn't notice before, but the Lonely Island guys helped write that movie and stuff. So
Yeah.
it's
It doesn't
pretty
surprise
dorky,
me, yeah.
I still love it. I don't know how many times I've seen it. I can always turn it in and put it in and watch it. And the last thing I watched is I watched Goosebumps today. I got it to sit down and watch with my little boy, but he could give two rat's asses about it. So surprisingly, it's actually really fun.
Yeah.
I thought it was a pretty fun movie.
Yeah.
Neat.
The only thing I will say is I don't like that they pussied the ending.
Yeah.
Because I don't know if I should spoil the movie.
Yes.
But anyways, I forget the kid's name, but he's in a lot of stuff. He's like a teenage heartthrob who my niece thinks is really
Oh,
cute.
is he the guy who looks like a foot from Hunger Games?
No.
Oh, okay.
He's. I know who you're talking about.
Yeah,
like, he pops up every once in a while in like these kinds of
uh,
films. So.
He's a good actor, though.
Yeah,
He-
he's fine.
Just call him Footface.
Yeah. So, anyways, him and his wife, him and his mother, Amy Adams, moved next door to R.L. Stein, and it turns out R.L. Stein, through his imagination, created all these monsters because he got bullied in school, and so his books are based on bullies that bullied him in school, and
Like an army of gnomes?
yeah, it's just his outlet. Is
Yeah.
what it is.
Oh, okay. I thought you meant like that.
No,
In
it's-
school, he got bullied by a lot of tiny people,
And
and,
he-
then they turned into tiny people in his book.
And
Now I
R.L.
got you.
Stein has a daughter named Hannah, and you find out, I don't know, about 3/4 of the movie that she's actually part of his imagination too.
What?
And they have this, him and that kid have this great scene where he says, "You don't know what it's like to write all these books and be lonely." He says, I'm constantly alone. And the kid says, "No, I understand because my dad died and I'm always missing him, and I tell everybody I don't."
And then the movie just ends.
If it was, a cool ending, it would be.
That's right.
The ending that I wanted.
Yeah. Because you've got this great emotional beat, and everyone's learned a lesson, and then you roll credits, and everybody goes home happy.
Yeah, except the movie continues, and R.L.
With
Stein...
a funeral for the missing girl.
Oh, you'd hope so.
Okay.
But no, it concludes with R.L. Stein becoming his English teacher, and he says there's 3 important parts of a story: the beginning, the middle, and the twist. That's my Jack Black. And so...
Those aren't the 3 important parts of a story.
Anyways, so the kid leaves, Zach leaves the classroom, and there's Hannah. R.L. Stein wrote one more book with Hannah in it, and then he burned the book so she'll always be a part of his life.
Shouldn't she like burst into flames in the real world?
No, because
and,
if you destroy the book, that's how all those monsters got loose from Slappy, who's also voiced by Jack Black.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
Which makes sense from a guy that just said, literally 3 seconds ago, the 3 most important parts of a film are the beginning, the middle, and the twist, not the ending.
Yes. But, there was actually a great scene, too, I left out. There's the duality of the parts, because Jack Black voices Slappy, and it's basically the evil version of R.L. Stein. And they're in this fun house, and Slappy's in these mirrors going all over the place.
Is he the one in the trailer that's like the ventriloquist?
Yeah.
fellow? Okay, cool.
And they have this great scene where they're arguing back and forth. So, I mean, the movie's pretty smart for a little kid's movie.
Okay, cool.
Until the ending.
Yeah.
But-
The trailers were just terrible.
Yeah.
Man. All right, cool.
Yeah.
Check it out.
Yeah.
You had seen it too, Henry?
Yeah, I saw it a while ago in
okay.
theaters, and I really liked it too. So
Wow. Okay, cool. Man.
So I'm
That's
going to
good.
call this portion of the show the James and Henry portion of the show, because you guys saw a movie that nobody else saw.
Ben-Hur.
Yeah,
You're the people who saw it?
Actually, my
we're
parents,
we're one of the 3.
I have to see it now because my parents saw it and said it was good.
Did they really?
Yeah. They liked it.
That-
they went with another couple who also liked it.
That adds weight to this
I know.
movie.
I know. They said it's not. I was like, are there a bunch of crazy Russian action scenes? And she's like, no. Why
What?
would those be in there? And I was like, because it's made by a crazy Russian guy who makes crazy Russian action scenes. She's like, nope.
Wow.
It's a pretty good, slightly shorter version of Ben-Hur.
I see. I respect your parents, so now that makes me interested.
I think part of it may be that if you released Ben-Hur today, it wouldn't do well.
Probably.
Right? Like, how many
Yeah.
people have gone and how many people have seen the original Ben-Hur?
That's true.
It's
I
really
haven't.
long, and it's got
So,
Jesus in it.
yeah.
Like, nobody sees that.
Just be prepared. Paramount's going to contact your parents for the blurb on the front of the DVD. So,
Pretty good.
yeah.
If you only see 10 movies this year, maybe that one.
Yeah.
You know what's interesting too is people are talking about the Suicide Squad demise. 3 straight weeks at number 1, and it's
Yeah.
made more money than Guardians of the Galaxy right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's also like Civil War
Interesting.
didn't have 3 straight weeks. Like, they only had 2.
well,
So
they'll never catch.
Well,
yeah,
but that's
but, like-
it was at the beginning of the
I'm just saying that, like,
there was other shit to see.
yeah. People are, that's what people are going to say. So,
yeah,
You're
but,
right.
so maybe they'll learn their lesson and make a better movie in the
Yeah.
future.
No, that's the problem. They won't because they made a lot of money, and all the fans, rather than saying, "Hey, this is shit, make better shit," all the fans are saying, "This is really good. The critics are dumb."
Did you see that their new ad with all the praise is all Twitter handles?
oh, really?
Yeah, right.
I forget what other movie did that. They started putting them on posters too.
Yeah.
Anyways, you guys. Have
Kubo and the Two Strings. So we'll review this in a Henry. I think we should review this in a non-spoilery way.
Yeah, okay.
Though that is a little tough because some of the stuff in this movie is,
I think we can do
yeah,
without.
but I think it's doable. So Henry, do you think that people should go see Kubo and the Two Strings?
Yeah, I think it was actually really good, and I think it's definitely worth your time. I was worried that it was going to be like, oh, the animation's really good, but I wasn't really a fan of the story, or vice
Yeah.
versa. But this is actually like probably my favorite anime from the year. So
Yeah. I need to see it again. I definitely think people should go see it. My one reservation is I think the movie is really smart, and for that reason, like,
Yeah.
I actually told, so my niece is 4, and I told her parents, like, maybe wait till Blu-ray.
Yeah.
Because I think it is so smart that, like, a little kid might get bored.
Yeah.
But, if you're... It's a it's a PG movie, so technically it's for kids between the ages of, like, 6
Yeah.
and 11, right?
I don't know if they never get bored, but keep
Yeah,
going.
they may not, but there's a lot of talking.
It might be hard
right?
to follow at some points, but
Yes, that's my
So.
point, right? Because there are times where things happen in the movie and they don't,
Yeah.
But anyway, here's the trailer for Kubo and the Two Strings, and it's gorgeous. Go watch it.
If you must blink, do it now. Pay careful attention to everything you see. No matter how unusual it may seem. If you look away, even for an instant, then our hero will surely perish. It is time to follow my own path. My name is Kubo. This is my story.
Your magic is growing stronger, but when we grow stronger, the world grows more dangerous.
You've got my attention. I promise I won't even blink. I actually don't think I even can blink. Do I have eyelids?
So, Kubo and the Two Strings is the new movie from Leica Studios, who did Paranorman and Coraline and the Box Trolls.
Corpse Bride too.
Oh yeah, right.
the first film.
Yes,
So.
that's right. And they, so it's all stop motion animation with some CG mixed in now, because they've done that in the last 2 or 3 movies.
Yeah, something like that.
Well, they definitely did it in Paranorman. I don't know if there was any CG in Box Trolls.
I still haven't seen Box Trolls, so
Oh, Box Trolls is really good.
I know I should see it. So.
Box Trolls is more fun than this movie, but not as good.
Okay.
So Kubo and the Two Strings tells the story of this kid named Kubo who has the magical power where he can play his guitar with a number of strings on it, and he can use the magic of his guitar to fold paper into origami stuff, and then the origami like comes to life. So he goes into town. He's made like a little origami samurai and some origami monsters. And he plays it, and all the villagers watch, gather around and watch him tell the story as these little origami characters dance around and fight, and the story is so there's a lot of parallel stories in this movie, which is how it tells its story.
Can I explain this film? Because I think you're going to just explain it scene by scene.
No, I'm not. I'm almost done, but go ahead.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Basically, if I'm going to summarize it, it'll be like, there's this guy named Kubo with his mom who's depressed, and then like the mom's family wants to get him for one reason or another.
Yes.
And then they come to him, and then he has to run away, and he goes on an adventure meeting people while fighting and running from the family.
Yes.
That's the plot of the film.
Exactly. Well, I wanted to explain, the magic of it, because that's part of the fun.
Yeah, but like...
I
you started getting like really detailed oriented, and I was like, "Oh, this is going to go on for like 40 minutes."
I want you to see some of the fun there. But yeah, I mean, it starts with what was already the most beautiful shot from the trailer, which is his mom on that boat.
Yeah.
And you're watching this giant stop motion ocean, and it's vast and huge.
Yeah.
It's just gorgeous. And then so you meet his mother, who is depressed, and depressed to a level that's like mentally ill almost, right? Like you really it starts off and you're like, man, this is heavy.
At certain points, I thought like it wasn't depression, but it was something else that I just didn't understand.
Yeah, like she was under some spell or something. Because as soon as the sun goes down, then she kind of wakes up.
Yeah. So there might be more to it that I just didn't figure out, but like it looks like depression. So
I think by the end of the movie, you understand what's going on there.
Yeah. So.
But you've got to sort of go on this adventure.
Yeah.
I think the action scenes are all really cool.
I was
especially
like,
that first one is so creative and cool.
I think all of them are really great. I mean,
the
one with the giant skeleton and like
that's the one that I love.
Like that one, I was like, man, this is stop motion.
Right. Yeah.
And then I was like, that's probably not all stop motion.
And then that's the shot that they, So in the last couple of movies, they've shown you like actual footage of them making this thing.
Yeah.
And they show you, so the giant skeleton is about 2 stories tall.
Okay, I saw online it's 19 feet tall total.
Wow, man. Yeah. It's huge, and you're watching them like move this giant armature around. It's so cool. And just really creative too. Like that whole fight scene has emotional weight and is teaching you about the characters too, because it's the first big adventure fight scene.
Yeah.
And as Leica always does, they stay really focused on their characters, and they're telling a story that isn't talking down to people and that does not pull its punches at all.
Yeah.
Which is why I do feel like it's probably for you're at the youngest 6-year-old kids who can actually handle some of that.
Yeah.
Because there are some lessons here and some events that happen where you're like, man, this is rough.
Yeah.
Right? Like,
yeah. That being said, it's also a lot funnier than I was expecting it to be. There's a lot of humor to it that I really liked. So
it
blends it together really well.
I would say I don't think it's as funny as Box Trolls, but you haven't seen that.
I haven't seen Box Trolls.
Box Trolls I thought was constantly funny because you've got these amazing everything that the Minions aren't is in that movie.
Yeah.
So it's constantly fun. Whereas this one, there's a lot of like downtime and quiet and talking and discovering who characters are and how they're going to play into the story.
But there's humor to those scenes, so it's not like boring.
Yes.
To me.
Oh yeah.
So.
Matthew McConaughey fucking kills it.
Yeah.
So I think constantly killing it.
Charlize Theron also does as well. I think, so.
But she's not as much fun because she has to play a more serious.
She's the straight character.
Yeah.
So.
I think it's definitely worth seeing. It's one that I need to see again. I sort of was telling you afterwards that I was so like critical of the movie the whole time, where I was constantly trying to figure out like, is this working and how is this all going to piece together?
Yeah.
That much like in a Star Trek movie where I need to see it a second time before it like lands. I have a feeling I'm going to see it a second time. I think I may go with Zach this week. I will probably cry my eyes out the second half of the movie.
Yeah.
Because as they do a really good job of playing a couple of cards at just the right time.
Yeah.
And having a couple of reveals where you figure this out, you figure that, and it's not the big things. It's these little moments.
Yeah.
Where some of the metaphors and some of the symbols just come together in the right way, and you're like, oh shit, like, this is great. And the last, it's one of the. I think it's one of the best defeats of a villain in a or like a kids movie that I've seen in a while.
Yeah.
I don't want to go into it too much, but it is such an emotional and like there's really a lesson there.
Yeah.
And it's not super overt. It's actually almost confusing right at first when it's happening.
Yeah.
And then as you realize how he's defeating this villain, you're like, oh shit, this is rough. And really has a lot to say about, sort of ignorance and the way that culture and society grows and changes with younger generations.
Yeah.
And it's all like buried in the subtext of this kid's film.
Yeah. I also think this is probably the best like kids adventure film I've seen in a very long time.
Yeah.
So because you don't really see those very often anymore. So
right. It's tough for me because I think I would say that I like Zootopia better.
Yeah.
But that movie is so tight and just constantly hits. Like it does everything perfectly, and whereas this one, like, it's in normal Leica fashion. It's got its downtime. It's got its breathing moments. It's
Yeah.
I
mean, you have to keep in mind this is an animated film going against Disney. Like,
right. Oh yeah,
it's every single animated film that comes out that's not DreamWorks or Disney is a David and Goliath story.
Right. This is like 13 guys in a warehouse somewhere making art. And it's gorgeous. I mean, it's worth seeing just for the visuals alone.
Oh yeah,
it's an amazingly
it's a beautiful film.
movie.
So.
Oh yeah.
And I do recommend you see it because it's not doing well at the box office. And
of course not.
These people need. I feel like for the amount of work these people put into these films, they should get something for it.
Right.
So, like,
yeah, and it's just
they shouldn't
it's
have
so
flop
charming.
after flop after flop.
And
so
the truth is, all of their movies. Well, I'm biased.
Yeah.
My niece, who's 4, loves all their other movies.
Yeah.
Like, I would think that she would be afraid of Paranorman, but she's not.
Yeah.
She loves it.
Yeah.
And she likes Box Trolls a lot. Like these movies do relate to kids. This is just one where the story is heavier than and thicker than some of the others. So that's the only reason I would say like, hey, don't take Kellen because he'll get bored as hell.
Yeah.
Because he's 2. But I think that's definitely it.
Yeah.
So you guys should go see it.
The other movie we saw this week is War Dogs. James, should people go see War Dogs?
Yeah. I really liked War Dogs. It is not what I expected from the trailer necessarily. And I will say that the third act of this movie, about 30 minutes after I left the theater, I realized that I was kind of emotionally devastated and depressed. There's some stuff that happens right at the end that really kind of wrecked me, and I didn't realize how smart the end of that movie was. I think it's really worth checking out.
And Henry, I know you're really excited to see this movie. Should people see this film?
I'll give the same warning I gave when I did the film Explosion. The films in my top 10 aren't necessarily the best films of the year, but they're the films that I love the most of the year. This is my number 1 film of the year so far.
Right.
So it's 100% go see this film. So
yeah, a movie's definitely not what you expect from Todd Phillips.
Oh yeah.
No.
So, but I think it still has the pace of a Todd Phillips film.
Yeah.
I think it moves pretty quickly.
It has the same style if he decided to do it, because it's really not a comedy.
No.
It's if Todd Phillips wanted to do The Big Short is kind of how it feels.
Yeah.
Like it's him sort of layering some drama on top of his style.
I don't know if I loved it as much as you guys did, but I still think it was
Yeah.
a good film, and I think you should see it. So here's a trailer for War Dogs.
Frankly, we were a tad concerned with your performance history against a deal of this size.
But after meeting you two face to face, we feel like we're in good hands on this one.
We won't let you down, sirs.
Not to mention your bid was far too attractive for us to pass up.
What did you mean by that exactly?
He means you boys lowballed the entire industry.
By how much?
You guys came in $53 million lower than the nearest competition.
Oh, okay.
Now to a question that still has no clear answer. How did 2 20-something young men land a $300 million Pentagon contract?
I have a big idea.
They call guys like us war dogs, bottom feeders who make money off of war without ever stepping foot on the battlefield.
Show you about my culture.
It was meant to be derogatory, but we kind of liked it.
We don't play fair.
Sorry,
Excuse
kind of
me.
an emergency.
Sorry.
Don't worry, I have to go first. I'm American.
Give me some of that. Give me some of that. Give me some of that. Come and take a ride.
You seriously want to drive to Baghdad? David, we're gun runners. Let's go run some guns.
Give me some of that. 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 Give me some of that.
You're getting closer. Come on, man. Go.
Let me go!
You drove these through the Triangle of Death. The Triangle of Death? No! We drive through all triangles, including your mom's.
And I mean, the trailer pretty much lays it out. There's a couple of yahoos who get a big defense contract from the government, but what the trailer doesn't tell you is the build up to that contract.
Yeah.
And where people are in their lives. And well, Miles Teller is what you got from the trailer is a massage therapist, and you don't know what Jonah Hill's character is at all. And Miles Teller does this voiceover throughout the film, and they talk about how Ephraim from his middle school days was a bad influence on him. He's a bad guy, but he really liked it. Never understood why everyone thought he was a bad guy.
Mm-hmm.
And he comes to their one of their friends' funeral, and right away Jonah Hill says, "I don't give a fuck about Pete. I came here to see you." It gives you a little insight to his character, and
he is so immediately an amazing asshole.
Yeah,
like, he's so good.
What's interesting is at the beginning is kind of this throwaway little exchange between the two, where he says, "So what brings you here?" "Oh, my uncle, screwed me out of $70,000 and blah blah blah." And that pays off later on in the film in a way you don't expect it to.
Yeah,
and so he goes on to tell Miles Teller's character. Why can't I remember his name? What's his name?
It's David.
David
something.
Something.
Yeah.
P. Anyways, he goes on to say that I make all this money by finding these no-name, crummy little nibbles of contracts for the government. So he'll sell them like guns, where everybody else is focusing on the big things. He focuses on the little things, and that's how he makes his money.
Yeah, there's a rule that was passed that basically says hey, you can't give all of the defense contracts to giant corporations. You've got to the little dealers and stuff like that. You've got to make it clear that you're trying to give them some business too.
Yeah.
And because he's basically one dude in a shitty office somewhere, he's the littlest. What's he called? He's the fattest retarded kid or something.
Yeah,
like that, it's something really offensive.
And nobody's fatter or more retarded than me, I think is what he says.
Yes. And so the government basically has to give him these little jobs, and they're little for government contracts is $200,000 at a time.
Yeah.
For selling a couple crates of Berettas or something like that.
Yeah, and what's cool of this film, it really sets up his character of Ephraim because, they're going to go buy weed from this place, and there's these guys sitting on a car, and they say, "Hey, man, you want to get some real weed? You get directly from his supplier, cut out the middleman." So he gives them $300, and then these guys pretend like they didn't give him money, and they show him a little Glock. And so then Ephraim goes to his trunk and gets an AK-47 and starts shooting in the air, and he just laughs about it.
Yeah, he's like, "What? Where are you guys going? I thought we were going to hang out."
Yeah.
And it's a really cool, typical Todd Phillips slow motion thing, where he kind of looks at the camera and does this half smile, and then it goes back to Miles Teller, who's he's underneath his spell, and
Can we talk for a second about Jonah Hill's amazing laugh in this movie?
Yeah.
Every time he does it, I think it's so good.
Yeah.
It's this very intentional, bizarre laugh.
Yeah, like a heckle almost.
Yeah, that it's early in the movie it's endearing, and later on it's maniacal.
Yeah.
Because early on I was like, oh, I kind of like this guy. He's like a dweeb who's fallen into money. Is sort of what you think early on, and he's become an idiot. And then of course you start learning.
Well, because even then, their first big score when they buy 900 Berettas for the Iraqi police, and they're held up in Jordan because they don't have a way to get there, so it's them running across Iraq to get there.
Right, they go like get in a van with a smuggler.
He's the little 11-year-old kid. He's the best smuggler in Jordan.
Yeah, which is a really great, like, funny sequence.
Yeah.
And is the first, like, at that point, it's still very
Much
sort
of-
of playful.
Yeah,
It
it's
feels
still
like
kind
a
of a
Todd Phillips
comedy,
movie.
yeah.
Right. Like, that's where you're like, oh yeah, look, they're getting, it's like, it's, Operation Dumbo Drop, right? Like, they get some silly sort of adventure movie where you have to do something dumb, like get guns across Iraq.
Yeah.
And
But it's
then-
also like that's also like the same scene where like you realize like, oh, this is really dangerous too. Like when they get stopped by the terrorists.
Oh, yeah.
Like
And then they let him go for 2 cartons of cigarettes.
yeah.
Well, which is then it's cool little things like that where you realize like he's called Marlboro because he gives Marlboro cigarettes to the guys at the
Yeah.
border. Like that's why he's the best.
Yeah.
He's not actually good at his job.
But what I think was actually really clever about this film is the layers that had throughout it, where you realize. So eventually, they find that the United States government wants to buy 100 million rounds of AK-47s for the Afghan people to fight rebels, and they find out that Bradley Cooper's character has a way for them to get it in Albania, where they're just sitting on stockpiles of AK-47.
Yeah.
And so they come in with a bid that is lower than everybody else. And right there, you see this where Jonah Hill is all pissed off, and he's, I can't believe we got ratted out of money, and that is a turning point for that character, where when he finds out that he's been, I don't know,
It's where you start seeing sort of the cracks.
Exactly,
right?
where he-
and because David does too.
yeah, and David's like, you're still going to make $30 million,
Right.
Yeah.
and why does it matter? And then when he's in Albania, they find out that they're Chinese bullets, so
Yeah.
they repackage them and send
Which
them
is-
off.
So I think one of the things that's cool about this is that unlike so they're constantly talking about Scarface, which is a terrible movie, super overrated. And unlike a movie like that, this is one where these guys very slowly sidestep into doing stuff that's illegal, and the way that is conveyed in the story makes you understand why they did it.
Yeah.
Because they end up in this situation where they have spent millions of dollars buying ammunition in Albania. They are already on the hook for that, and they also can only get the money if they deliver this stuff to the U.S. government.
Yeah.
And so the only solution that they can see is to repackage it, which is super illegal. And they come up with a plan that like they think will work just fine, and theoretically would have.
Yeah, because they even have that little thing where, the Albanian package guy says $100,000, and
Yeah.
then they
Oh,
lean
that's
over and they
That's
say,
so good.
"So let's pretend like we're having a really serious conversation, but
Great, because they're actually saving money.
yeah, they're saving tons of money." And
yeah.
it's just because then it starts really spiraling where Ephraim calls David and he says, "Hey man, he's only buying them for 4 cents, and he's marking it up." And David's trying to tell him, like, we're doing the exact same thing.
Yeah.
Just let it go. You're going to make lots of money.
Right.
And then you find out that he didn't pay the packaging guy.
Yeah.
Well, so I think I think we're going to have to get into some actual spoilers here.
Yeah.
But what we're sort of dancing around here is that the whole time there is this sort of suspense underneath the surface about whether or not Ephraim is actually a good guy. And he, David has like dinner with his friends, and they're sort of warning him, and you come to find out that like everybody else knows the story as him stealing $70,000 from his uncle, and none of his family talks to him anymore, and so there starts being this question about something that David himself actually says earlier, which is that he's a good salesman because he can make himself into whoever he needs to be to sell himself to the person he's talking to.
The film is essentially, like, he says that at the very beginning of the film.
I know.
And the film is essentially him realizing that he's not special.
Right.
Like, he's realizing that, no, he's doing the exact same thing to me.
Right. He's been selling me and taking advantage of me the entire time.
Like, the only reason why he wanted David on his team was that he could have, like, a downfall. Like, he could, he put the downfall on him.
Right.
So.
That's why David's in Albania and he's not.
Yeah.
Right. Because
It's like, I need a workhorse.
Yeah, and I need someone to fuck over.
Yeah.
Right.
And he does.
And man, those the scene in the elevator, I think, is amazing.
Oh, just like at the end of the scene where like when they finally get to the ground floor and he goes, Scarface wasn't even on TV last night.
Oh,
that was like
when he really turns and you just realize like what a piece of shit he is.
Yeah.
It's really good, and I think Jonah Hill's performance here is is fantastic.
Yeah.
I thoroughly enjoyed it. I will say there's some stuff in this movie I don't like. Like that, I think they probably made a good movie and then they saw The Big Short and they were like, hey, let's put some weird shit in here. Like, let's take a line of dialogue and put it at the beginning of these weird chapters that don't really make sense. That honestly, I think the style is fine. The problem was it annoyed me because the screen will go black and then they'll pop up with like, you know,
a line.
I love Dick Cheney's America, right? And then they'll go into this next section. And when I realized that it was a line of dialogue, I started thinking about when that line of dialogue was going to pop up
towards the end.
For like a third or half of the movie, which was kind of distracting.
Yeah.
So like in the elevator sequence, I'm thinking like, is he going to say?
If I wanted you dead, you'd be dead.
Yeah, if I wanted you dead, would you already be dead? Because that wouldn't make sense here.
Yeah.
But I was thinking about that rather than really enjoying what was going on.
Yeah.
Like it just sort of, I don't even know that it affects the momentum because there are sort of some natural kind
Lulls.
of
where it slows
break
down.
points.
Yeah.
It's
like I was telling
it's
you,
just a
like
weird.
Yeah.
It's a weird thing to throw in there.
Like we were talking about like the other night, where I said like it's something that I feel like they wanted to do for certain scenes, but then they felt like they had to commit to it for the rest of the film.
Right.
Like where I think it worked in some scenes really well.
Yeah.
But like not like the God Bless Dick Cheney's America was like when I was like, well, that line isn't really all that great for this.
Right.
That wasn't the line you need to highlight.
No,
of this
like
scene.
the line is good when it happens, but
Yeah.
it's not a definition.
That's not the
of,
definition of that scene.
Right. Yeah, and I would say that I wish that they had found a way to do it without David's voiceover.
Yeah.
Because I don't know that it really adds much, and it makes it feel a little bit cheap. When they have a really, I think it's a really great story about two friends.
Yeah.
And one of them actually being just a complete dick.
Yeah. Well, it's a great story about one friend and one person who's pretending to be a friend. Like.
Right. Yes. Right. Man. Yeah. And he's got a wife and kid. That's in there too. They spent a lot. They spent a lot of time on it.
Yeah.
She is very pretty.
She's blowing up. She's gonna be in a lot of stuff soon.
Is
so.
she?
Oh,
Good.
Yeah.
I'll see her in things.
Yeah. But like, I think Bradley Cooper was really good. The last scene.
The last scene is amazing.
Yeah.
So the last scene is the thing that kind of wrecked me, and I didn't realize it until, like I said, I basically got home from the theater, and I realized like I'm really sad, and I'm really sad because of the last scene of the movie where Bradley Cooper shows back up, has been sort of the villain. Like he's kind of like the diamond dog of this movie.
Yeah.
Where he's just like, he pops up, he's kind of a bad guy, and he gives this speech that's really interesting and makes you feel like he's actually a good guy. Mm-hmm. Kind of makes you feel like, oh, he's what Ephraim or maybe David would have been if they hadn't gotten caught.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Where they've done bad things, but they don't mean to. And then, man, that last line about no more questions is just brutal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And is damning in a way. It's damning in a subtle way that like the end of The Big Short isn't. You know, where like The Big Short has like the big joke where they say, you know, oh, and then all of the bankers went to jail and everything changed and all of this.
Yeah.
Well, no, right? Like
Yeah.
instead of that, they just have this scene where they're like, hey, no more questions.
Yeah.
We don't talk about this.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh shit. I bet we're still buying guns from some guy like this.
Mm-hmm. Well, they did say
Gross.
that like there was a voiceover that said like they outlawed this exact thing to happen, or like they said like there's now like a
Yes.
hiatus, so you can't do it until 2022.
Right.
Like,
well, AEY couldn't do it until 2020.
Yeah.
oh, I thought it was like the government was like
No,
banned, like the government can't do it anymore.
It was like, oh, they put out a memo like what not to do, or
Yes,
it's
yeah.
something like that.
Yeah, there were guidelines, but the only
Yeah.
the 2022 restriction
I
was
thought-
on AEY.
Oh, I thought it was on the actual government.
No,
okay, wow.
no, it was that hey, they could do it again. They
Yeah.
just can't do it for a little while.
Yeah. I also love the scene when like it's right after they get like their first major deal, like after they run the guns to
Yes.
Baghdad, and they like buy their office, and one of like their interns asks, "What does AEY stand for?"
Oh, that's so good.
Oh yeah.
And Joe goes, "It doesn't stand for fucking anything."
Just like IBM. And as soon as the guy opens his mouth, you're like, "God, you're fired, dude.
yeah.
What are you doing? Can't you tell that this like fat kid with his hair slicked back is a madman? I can tell."
Oh, boy. Did you guys
yeah.
read anything about how originally it was supposed to be Jesse Eisenberg and Shia LaBeouf and the
I saw
the
the
two
thing,
roles?
yeah.
I just think like I think it would have been interesting to see Shia LaBeouf as that character.
Yeah, because
But-
we're assuming it was going to be Ephraim.
Yeah, They confirmed that was what it was.
Okay.
And then
I mean, that's what would make sense.
And then he turned it down because he had to do American Honey, which American Honey looks really fucking amazing. So I'm really excited for that.
Sure.
So, but like, I think it would have been interesting to see them play the characters. But I do think Jonah Hill and Miles Teller did a really good job with this.
Yeah,
So.
I sort of beforehand was like, oh, I bet that would have been good too, because I
Yeah.
thought it was going to be Due Date.
Yeah.
And then, I mean, I didn't think it was going to be Due Date, but
It was-
you know what
it was
I mean.
gonna be
I thought it was
still
going to be
comedy.
more of a comedy.
Yeah.
And then, yeah, when I saw this, like, I actually think that this is pretty brilliant because Jonah Hill has the like dramatic chops to do this.
Yeah.
Obviously.
Yeah.
But you're also put off guard because it's Jonah Hill.
Yeah.
You know.
It almost like the casting of Jonah Hill works because of who his character is.
Yeah.
Like you go in thinking it's a comedy, and you're also like 'cause it works that like it's a drama, but Jonah Hill's known for comedy, so in a way like the casting of Jonah Hill like tricks you into thinking
Right.
something. So
That trick works here in the way that it doesn't work in True Story.
yeah.
And True Story is okay.
True Story is a joke. Is one big joke setup without a punchline. So
Well, anyway, we can talk about that offline. But yeah.
But yeah,
I thought it was good.
Cool.
Did real quick? I'm not sure if you guys noticed this or not, but when he's selling the sheets to the old folks' home and the guy's playing the guitar,
Yes.
the guy's playing the guitar is the actual David.
Is it
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, fascinating.
Yeah. So I just found that out afterwards. So
Interesting.
He has fewer weird random scars than Miles Teller.
yeah, that's because Miles Teller was attacked by a dog when he was young.
Is that what it is?
I'm pretty sure that's why I read it was. Yeah.
Oh, fascinating.
Yeah.
Next week, we're either seeing Don't Breathe or Mechanic Resurrection.
God, why?
Because he died at the end, so he has to be resurrected.
He did it. The tone of the second Mechanic is way different than the first one.
Yeah.
Because the
This
first
is-
one's actually pretty awesome.
Wait, so this is the third Mechanic
No,
movie?
it's the second one.
Oh.
With Jason Statham.
Didn't you just say that the end of the second Mechanic is awesome? Oh, okay. So the end of the Mechanic is awesome.
No, the tone of the first Mechanic is
Oh, okay.
Way different than the tone of the trailer for the second
yeah.
one.
Oh,
I
okay,
think,
now
and
I
I,
get you.
and I think the Mechanic is really cool.
Yeah. It looks like they're
Okay.
almost turning the Mechanic into like a new XXX film.
Yeah.
Like,
Or Crank.
yeah.
But not quite as crazy. Don't Breathe is
okay.
by Fede Alvarez, the guy who made Evil Dead.
I want to see Don't Breathe once you've seen Don't Breathe and tell me to see Don't Breathe.
Okay.
Does that
And
make
then
sense?
September 2nd, I think, is going to be Film Explosion 2006, so send in your...
Oh, okay, cool.
Because unless you want to see The Light Between Oceans or Morgan.
Either an Ex Machina ripoff or a drama about babies.
I mean, I want to see The Light Between Oceans, but not for the show.
Yeah, so send in your...
Because I'll see anything with Alicia Vikander in it.
Oh, well, yeah. So send in your favorite films from 2006. September 2nd, the weekend of September 2nd, we will be doing
What's the weekend after that?
Sully.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Cool.
I was going to say Film Explosion 87.
76? Can we go back way back? Like,
There's...
No. We
Box
can't.
Office Mojo doesn't have a list of movies from 76. So.
oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow.
It only goes to 1980.
Wow, I know that.
So...
Bye.
Bye.
Yeah.
Also, IBM stands for
Good luck,
International Business
Henry.
Machines.
Thank you. Yeah.
It does.
That's in the movie.
That's
Brad.
in the movie.
You didn't see the movie.
And that's why he gets fired.
Yeah, the guy gets fired because he tells him that.
Real Nerds is a Nebulous Visions multimedia production. We would also like to thank Sparks Mandrill for our music. Additional music from Ben Sounds. Thank you to Alamo Drafthouse. Thank you to Colorado Coins, Cards, and Comics. And thank you for listening to the Real Nerds Podcast.